Who will be the New Orleans Pelicans' best player going forward? Zion Williamson or Brandon Ingram? The New Orleans Pelicans traded Anthony Davis for a package deal of Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, and Josh Hart last offseason, helping them prepare for life after Anthony Davis. This season, we've seen Brandon Ingram transform his game, become a prolific scorer, giving you 24 points per game and an All-Star appearance, giving the Pelicans some hope next to the 2019 first-round pick. It was a surprise to all when the Pelicans won the 2019 lottery, where they of course drafted the number 1 pick in Zion Williamson, who everyone knew was going first overall even before the lottery. A prospect with the most hype since LeBron James. We saw Zion in only 19 games this season, but he was very impressive, putting up 24 points per game on great efficiency. Now I think it's safe to say the Pelicans have a bright future with Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram. Not to mention their point guard, Lonzo Ball. The Pelicans don't need Lonzo to be a star, not when they have Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram to lead the team, and Lonzo Ball would be a great supporting guy for those two. But he still has a bright future. His stats were nothing crazy this season, but he'll be on the Pelicans for hopefully the rest of his career, being the number 1 playmaker, giving you great defense on the other end. And Lonzo's biggest flaw was improved on heavily this season, which was of course his jump shot. This season he's shooting 38% from 3 on about 7 attempts per game. But back to Zion. Can he really be the best player for the Pelicans, or will BI ultimately wear the crown in New Orleans? Let's talk about it. Zion is not your typical NBA player, which is obvious when looking at his game. The stars we see in today, the tier 1 guys, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, can all get their own shot. They can all put the ball on the floor, put the ball in the basket. All at different levels, of course, but they all have some level of shot creation. They can operate on multiple levels when it comes to scoring the ball. Even the best upcoming guys know how to create their own shot in multiple ways. Trae Young, Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, Brandon Ingram will be examples of this. But Zion is different. This is the interesting thing about Zion, who isn't an elite shot creator, but gets his buckets in different ways. He's not an elite shot creator. Hustle buckets, offensive rebounds into putback dunks and layups, catching lobs, running in transition. Zion lacks the handles of these other guys or jump shooting ability, but he will be just as impactful, if not more impactful, throughout his career. And he's only played 19 games, so he has so much more room to grow. He's still very, very young. But this is the interesting thing about Zion. We've never seen anyone like him, a 6'6", 260 plus pound power forward with a 40-inch vertical. Although he isn't like anyone in the league today or anyone we've seen in the past, he will probably beat out BI for the Pelicans' best player in the future. And all of his uniqueness. But with all this being said, can Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram really learn how to play together, become a star duo in the long term? Can Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram build a star duo to build a dynasty together? I think the key to having Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram building a great duo and building great chemistry together is having Brandon Ingram as the first scoring option. Now Zion will be the better player, but Ingram is more versatile and more of a natural scorer. He has better handles, a better shot creator, and jump shooter, and should be the first option as he continues to develop. BI being the first option is simply more natural. Zion has so much off-ball gravity when he gets his hustle buckets. Again, getting offensive rebounds into putbacks, running transition, catching lobs. He doesn't really need the ball to score as much as Brandon Ingram does. Brandon Ingram can and will be better in isolation as a scorer, leading him to be the Pelicans' main bucket getter. Now they both averaged 24 points per game this year and both did it efficiently, so Zion will get his buckets, just in a very different way than BI. Most stars and up-and-coming guys in the NBA. I talked about that earlier. Zion isn't really your traditional guy who's gonna, play on the perimeter. He's more of a power forward, even though he's about 6'6". He's a very unorthodox player, but could be just as good as any. The Pelicans hope to get the 8th seed from the Grizzlies and beat out the Blazers to showcase their young talent on the biggest stage in the NBA playoffs in the Orlando bubble. Seeing the LA Lakers versus the New Orleans Pelicans in the first round would be great for fans, and the NBA will love this for their ratings. LeBron James versus Zion Williamson, the present versus the future. Going to the future, Zion Williamson will be the best player in New Orleans, while Brandon Ingram continues to make all-star teams, giving the Pelicans a good 24-plus point per game in his prime for years to come. with Lonzo Ball running the point, throwing lobs to Zion, being the #1 playmaker. Not to mention Jrue Holiday, who doesn't exactly match up with the Pelicans' timeline, but is still an incredibly important player for them right now. At 30 years old, and will help them tremendously in these upcoming playoffs. Depending on how good Ingram becomes, he could be either a #2 to Zion or 1A, nearly as good as him, but just a bit off. Watch out for those guys over there in New Orleans. They have so much young talent and will look to do what they could never with Anthony Davis, which is win a championship, and then some. In conclusion, Zion Williamson will be the best player on the Pelicans in the future. To most people this is obvious, but it's interesting to me how Zion Williamson would be the best player on the team, but I think Brandon Ingram should be the first scoring option. But Zion's overall impact on the court will just be greater than Brandon Ingram's. Do you think the Pelicans will slip into the 8th seed in the bubble? When will the Pelicans win their first championship? Who will be the New Orleans Pelicans' best player going forward? The New Orleans Pelicans will win championships in the future. It's inevitable at this point with all the young talent. A future superstar in Zion Williamson, a second star in Brandon Ingram, who's already giving you 24 points per game and an all-star appearance this season. Like I said earlier, the Pelicans don't really need Lonzo Ball to be a star, but he improved this season and future development will keep Lonzo Ball as the Pelicans' third guy. Thank you guys for watching. It's been Rashad with Hoops Times 2. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to the channel if you like NBA content like this. Thank you for watching. Peace out.